Hey everybody, welcome to the Shell Show. I am your host, Jacob Shell, and we are here to talk business, finance, family, faith, all of it. We're going to get into it, and thank you for tuning in. Let's get to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of the To Be Determined.
Starting? Is that how we just go?
Yeah,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of the To Be Determined podcast, because the name is To Be Determined. But don't get it wrong, it is not to be determined. We are just yet to determine.
I like it. I think you should just
what the name is.
that.
We were going to, but there's like 9 other podcasts with the name To Be Determined.
Or we call it Determined to Be.
We could call it, it is determined to be determined. We are determined to be determined.
DBD, DBT.
The
DBD.
DBTs.
Ooh, sounds nice. As you know, I am your host, Jacob Shell, over there.
And I'm off camera over here
No, you're on camera. We got you on a single shot.
by myself.
your own.
Y'all are lucky. You get me all by myself. Hey there.
And then we have our guest today, Mr. Wesley Shell, my
What's up?
older brother.
Yep. Older, better looking.
And former,
Smaller.
younger, older brother.
Yes. Precisely.
What?
I don't know. I wanted to say something so bad right there, and I went completely blank.
So we had topic sheets ready, but I think let's just rock with it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Wesley? I would typically introduce you, but in this
Yes.
case,
How tall are you?
So I'm 5'11",
Okay.
And a half.
according to my Max Prep sheet. That
Wow.
doesn't exist because when you play soccer and baseball, Max Preps doesn't really matter.
fact.
Fact.
I am 27 years old. I am the lead pastor of Multiply Church Harrisburg that is connected to the Multiply Family Network. I have 2 kids, a 3-year-old, Henley Ray, and a 4-month-old, Harper Rose, and I have been married for
16
coming up on
hours.
6 years. 16 hours, world record. So, yeah, that's who I am.
That's who he is.
What?
Well, we appreciate you joining us today.
Every time I hear y'all say kids now, it just honestly it hurts my soul a little bit because I can't. A woman won't even look at me right now. but
Sorry, there's hope.
it blows my mind because I just look at, bro, just like what we were talking about, the driveway days, and I'm like, yeah, these are 2 of my friends now, and they have children that they take care of every single day
Yep.
and raise.
It's
Well,
kinda
they
terrifying.
take care of me, so
It's a little scary.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
A little scary to think that we have children. Let's
Yeah.
get back to the driveway days. Let's talk about that for a minute. We'll get into more serious stuff later, but the driveway days. We're talking about lower that goal to 7.5, and just everybody feels like LeBron James before we even knew what a LeBron James was.
Yep, absolutely. All I'm saying is find me in the baseline corner. That bottom corner towards the house,
Yep.
I'm not missing.
I'm
You know-
dunking on everybody.
You
That's
know
my
why he
spot.
was over in the corner over there
That's my
because
spot.
he couldn't go to the paint.
Nope. The paint was off limits when me and Trey
Listen,
were
I'm
down
the
there.
king of finesse, okay, in basketball. I don't need to try to do the whole powerhouse thing because you guys can do that and, try to show your muscles or whatever. I'll do my reverse layups. I'll do my finesse and let the score take care of
Yeah,
everything else.
you're looking at me and Jake were more of a Aaron Gordon and Blake Griffin,
Yeah,
and Wesley was more
post-injury.
Wesley was more of a Alex Caruso.
Yeah, hey, bro. Alex
Yeah.
Caruso is fire
a
right now.
baller.
He can bang
the
it,
new
but he,
Michael
he
Jordan,
rarely
so-
does it.
He's the new Michael Jordan.
Yeah, those were good days. And then we had that stint. We had a stint of a couple weeks where we had a goal on both sides of the driveway
Yep.
before we broke both of them.
Five steps to one goal.
Come
5 steps
on, I'll
to
tell
the
you
other.
what, that's the shortest full court game you ever played in your
Yeah.
life.
That was before Steph Curry came in and changed basketball drastically to where the
Mhm.
3-point was everything.
I still think everybody shot from full court on that.
Yeah. It's mainly
Well,
because
yeah.
y'all smelled so bad I didn't want to get close to you.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
See? Now he's
Honestly,
trying.
some of the toughest, craziest, most intense sports games I ever had in my life was on that driveway.
Absolutely. Or in
Like-
the front yard.
Yeah.
That meant
The front yard
something
when
to us.
When we were young and we played tackle football on Thanksgiving,
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving football, absolutely.
Telling you
We
what.
should bring that back.
Yeah.
Painting the lines.
We do bring it back. You just moved.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We do it every year. But yeah, we take Thanksgiving football very serious at our family's house.
Oh, absolutely.
We paint the field.
Yep.
So there's a painted end zone and out of bounds line.
Yep.
And we take it very seriously, but we also remember that we're all old, so we take it at about 30% pace.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And,
Take it as seriously as you can.
But
We
yeah.
usually get about a game and a half in before the first person gets hurt.
Yep.
yeah,
Now that we play touch,
for sure.
and yeah, then everybody pretty much just quits by the last game and goes and eats.
Yeah,
again.
we used to pretty much play tackle and play until somebody got mad and
Right.
or one
Got
of
in
us
a
started
fight.
fighting.
There's not many things more difficult than playing a football game right after you stuffed your face
Telling
with
you.
Thanksgiving
Yeah,
food.
6 plates and just
Especially when you're trying to
so
get
much
Easton to
sweet
come
tea.
outside and the Cowboys are
Yeah,
playing.
we all know that's not happening.
Because
Yeah.
Easton, we're all still a little bitter about that.
It's true.
But the driveway days were fun. The yard days were fun. We had a time with that. Then we got in the pickup basketball phase for like 5 or 6 years before COVID ruined it and we weren't allowed in the gym anymore. We were going strong for a long time with basketball.
Yeah,
Wednesday night
sure.
basketball after 365.
Yep.
Yeah, that was always great.
Man,
Yeah, that's definitely been one of my goals in ministry has always been to reach athletes. So
yeah.
anything that we could do to get athletes together, we did it.
Well, I think it's important because I know, at least for me, and definitely some for the two of you, sports were always something that were an outlet because anger issues. I had it so, when I was young, I used to get mad, like real mad, so fast.
did.
And football was a place where I could like express all that anger in physical violence without getting in trouble.
Yeah. You could absolutely just drill someone,
Yes.
and people would hype you up for
As
it.
hard as you want to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Anywhere else in
Jake
society.
was really good at doing that with his head.
Anywhere else in society.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. If you were Jake, you would just dive face
Spear
first,
fish with your
literally right into
forehead.
somebody's chest, and absolutely drill them, and then you could get up and
not know who you were.
be dizzy. And
Yeah, have no idea who you were.
I'm still
before.
confused why the concussion test is countdown by sevens from 100 to 0.
I don't know if that's a real thing or if that guy just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tell a story. We are at, I think it was Forsyth, maybe?
No.
Forsyth Country Day. Or we were somewhere. I don't remember where, obviously, because I was concussed.
I thought it was
But I
Western
do remember
Ministry.
one thing, that doctor
played
looked me
soccer,
square in the face. That doctor looked me right in the face. And he said, count backwards from 100 by sevens. And I
I
said,
can't even do that.
I couldn't do that if
Not
I didn't have a
concussed. No.
concussion. That's a terrible test.
No, it's awful.
I'm just having a hard time processing the question.
I got through like 3. I got like 90,
7.
93, 80,
93.
93, 86,
Oh, okay.
79, and then I was like,
7 less than that.
That's about right.
yeah, exactly.
Math.
So
So can I start at
apparently we all have
21?
concussions because we can't do that. Anyways, if you're a math wizard out there and you can do that, that's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Kudos.
Yeah, or say the alphabet backwards. That's more of a
That's
more of an
impossible.
alcohol test.
Have you ever tried to sing your ABCs in like a different rhythm than how you learned? Hardest thing ever. You'll feel like you don't know your alphabet.
A B C D E F G?
That's next time you're gonna come in here with a modern day song with the ABCs.
Yeah. If I worked on it, we could get
Yeah,
it.
I don't know if I could do
So
that.
sports are great for anger management. If you're out there and your kids are angry, let them play physical sports.
Yeah, go fight somebody.
Don't raise babies. Raise grown people that can handle life when they get older.
Yeah.
Let them have some adversity. It's okay. I promise. Mom out there scared to let your child go outside. It's okay.
Yeah, Mom.
Yeah, Kelly,
You-
we're looking at you.
You sheltered me for so long, didn't let me go outside. And that's why I get sunburned all the time now. And I struggle with that. Do you know what it's like to take off your shirt and people be
It's
like,
an emotional toll.
people have to put sunglasses on. And we're in the shade.
That happens.
Sorry, Kelly.
Sorry. I had it just came out of me. right
Kelly,
there.
if you're
I had to let
watching
that
this,
out.
thank you. We appreciate you watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you, but I'm seriously suffering from sunburn. I've had sun poisoning. My legs swelled up. I'm not
Is it
kidding.
swelled up?
My
Is it
legs swelled up, and they were red.
And they were red. Wow. Adverse reaction.
That's
Man.
a little. That's the adversity I'm going through right now.
That's crazy.
That's pretty good if that's what you're facing.
That is the
Because I can
hardest.
tell you, I got a lot of things in my life, and sun poisoning's not one of them.
Really.
Absolutely.
Also, I've been struggling, boys.
Oh my gosh. What you been struggling with, Trey?
Temptation, man.
Temptation.
What's her
Temptation's tough.
name? What's her name?
Her name is Pizza.
Pepperoni.
Got to get that pizza. I
Yeah.
saw something on Facebook this
I
morning.
struggle with that
Buffalo
too. but
chicken
I
pizza.
saw-
struggle with that too, but mine's a little more foreign. It's
Listen,
called
listen,
DiGiorno.
bro.
Oh
Listen,
wow!
let me tell you something.
She sounds exotic.
I saw something on Facebook today. I've never seen something more true, and it was this parent saying their toddler was talking to him after they had eaten a couple slices of pizza, and they're like, "Daddy, my mouth wants more, but my stomach doesn't." And I was like, "Bro, I can relate. I see that extra large pizza, and I can't help myself. I gotta have all of it.
Yeah.
It's important for that box to be empty."
For sure.
Isn't that
Has to
crazy?
be.
You could just make a whole pizza disappear like that.
Dude, you just got to. Talking about CC's days when you're smashing
Wow.
like 20 pieces of pizza.
Wow. Okay.
Talk
This
to
is
me.
what I'm talking about, boys. 2 days ago, I went to CC's.
You still recovering?
I'm still wearing it.
Don't worry, we panned the camera up a little bit. So
Oh, okay, perfect.
I got you.
Well, I'm sorry for you ladies out there, but also thank you, Jake.
You
What?
took him to CC's?
Oh.
Panned the camera
No,
up.
I put the camera up.
Oh,
on it.
got you.
Yeah.
Y'all got some wide variety of conversation with
Listen,
concrete
we're
basketball
here,
and
we're here to
football.
entertain.
Yeah,
and
it kind of
pizza.
goes anywhere, but I love that because it's like a real conversation. You're not
Exactly.
always going to talk about the same thing. You'd be like,
Yeah.
and next,
Well, and let's be honest. there-
being extra,
yeah,
which
and-
is actually on a note on there that Jake has
yeah.
right now.
But honestly, on that note, there are so many people that always wanted to be tight like this and be in the conversation with us, and now we're just bringing the content.
Oh,
to
yeah.
you.
Is that true? Everybody was just
Yeah.
wanting to be
And
your
now,
friends.
When we were
now
7
you're
years
still
old-
not really in the conversation with us, but you can listen to us
let's
talk
go ahead
about
and
it.
talk about this. So you guys did do a lot of things together. One of those things was social media stardom,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when it came to youth
We were
ministry and
famous.
games and making videos. I would just like for you to go ahead and admit who was the genius behind all of the things, the workouts, all the shots that really happened.
First of all,
because there was a hidden man behind the camera.
No, we filmed everything with the laptop.
we
No.
did film a lot with the laptop, but Wesley did help us with multiple
Listen,
shots. I do
It's
remember
October.
this.
It's Pastor's Appreciation Month.
Yeah,
You are my pastor. So let me say this. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
I got you nothing.
Okay,
But you can take this plant.
perfect. I got plenty of plant. I
You
don't
can
need
have
anything
that.
else to move right
Listen, Wesley was instrumental in a lot of these things, but you know how them lead pastors are. You know, they just got to have some credit. So let's give them some credit.
now.
Let's just give him. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, round of applause.
Trey, let's just give him a
Yeah, round of applause for
Let's just
Wesley.
give him a little bit.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Wesley.
you did it.
You know what?
Thank you for being the
I made it
cameraman.
now.
I'm just saying, all the geniusness, and everything that
The
happened,
creativity was
the
within.
creativity, the shot ideas, everything. What's that man right there?
But listen,
I claim everything except the one
We
where you
made-
guys were in the
we
shower
made
with
full
cut off
on-
flannels.
we made
Oh my
full-on
gosh, yes.
films using a laptop camera,
Yeah.
holding the
Youth-
thing,
Classic youth ministry. days.
transitions and everything. But I'll give it to him because he used it to his advantage, using our stardom to help grow the youth ministry. And let's
I
be
don't-
fair.
I was not the youth pastor
Listen,
at the
let's
time.
be
Let's
fair.
clear that up.
Well, there's PJ.
PJ
was
was.
the man.
PJ was a
PJ knew how to do
yeah,
it.
shout out Johnny
smart
Boy.
man.
John. But let's not try to take too much credit, because if we're being completely honest, Trey and I did nothing else to contribute to that youth group other than make funny videos. Like, we weren't really talking to people when we showed up on Wednesday nights. We weren't really doing what we were supposed to be doing.
Well,
We just made content to help.
But I will
I-
say this, and I think that this was the brilliance of Pastor John, and he still has this mindset today, is when you catch people who carry some influence, even when it's making a fool of yourself, you will catch a bigger crowd. And that was always his tactics, is finding those people in youth ministry who carried some type of influence, who people would laugh at or look to or follow. This is before social media was really that big, and he would make sure he grabbed a hold of those people.
Yeah.
Because when you grab a hold of those people, then they're using that influence to point people to Jesus and not just to their youth ministry, which is the goal all along. So
True.
I
And now
think-
we're full circle
Yeah.
in Multiply Studios doing a podcast
I
with
think
some real credit.
when I
behind our
look back
names.
at like all the skits and everything we did, and I'm like, why were we the ones that kind of like set the tone for that? Because
I
I
mean,
do
you
feel
guys
like
did.
we did.
Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the people who pushed you and was the rival.
Absolutely.
Alex's,
because their stuff was just
Josiah's.
as good.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
back
Oh,
and
yeah,
forth every
absolutely.
week. Alex, Josiah, Jacob Horton.
Let's
Yeah.
okay. Wait, let's not get
Sean,
greedy.
George
But it's like
Moradian.
if I really look back and think about that, it's just out of nowhere. We just got like super passionate about being the like best at making videos and everything
Yeah.
in the youth group and everything.
And it drove you to where you went for school.
Yeah, and then I end up doing like acting and going to film school and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and it's like so weird to see how it kind of like formed up to be kind of like something I was actually passionate about. It started off of we're the only ones that was willing to be dumb and kind of just be like goofy, and we liked that. Like that
Yeah.
was fun for us. Then it was like more serious. I'm like, well, this is kind of something here. And JK's dad
Yep.
hits me up about commercials and stuff, and then it just takes off.
That's all she wrote.
That's why I'm like, man, I'm so happy I was doing those videos and stuff. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I wish I could just go back to that. I don't like take the professional stuff away, all the big stuff. Like let's just go make a video
Some
for.
fun. That's what we're doing.
Oh, listen,
we know.
you
Here we
know,
are.
it was serving at a local church is what took you to the next season of your life. And I know a really good local church that maybe you need to
Well, here's
flip
the
that
deal.
switch again.
Here's the deal. You don't even have to be local. I live in LA now,
Yeah,
and I watch Wesley preach every single Sunday,
There you go.
poor guy.
Except the last two.
except the last two. But he didn't really preach the last one. Let's be honest.
That's true. There's a lot of worship, a lot of being led by the Spirit.
Yeah, that was a wild Sunday.
It was a good service. So let's transition into that, Wesley. We hit on our past.
Yeah, so
a
we
little
we
bit.
had the videos and everything in youth group. Now on the other end, you went from being kind of behind the scenes on that to going into youth
The main
pastor,
man.
youth ministry,
Yeah.
and then switching all the way to a full blown pastor.
You see it? We're repping the Berg. We got the Berg merch.
That's right.
If y'all are Berg members or not, you can get some merch.
Yeah,
us up.
7155 Hickory Ridge Road.
It
5
costs
p.m.
money.
every Sunday night.
You ain't getting
That's
it for
right.
free, but
we
we
there,
love you.
baby.
And I'm playing the bass. Well, this is gonna come out way after, but I
Yeah.
played the bass this coming up Sunday. It was on
Yeah.
my birthday,
Hopefully it was good.
Yep.
October 10th,
It's my anniversary too.
and it's his
Dang.
anniversary.
6 years, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I've ridden a wild ride in my life.
Mm.
Lots of different things that have happened, and everybody has their own temptations, and I was just in relationships every second of the day because that's where I found my identity, and that's why I was kind of more behind the scenes most of the time. It's just because I was trying to find myself in things I shouldn't have found myself in. So I ended up stepping out of a relationship when I was about 18, and that broke me. That one broke me. I was pretty shook up because I was rooting too much of myself in something I shouldn't have been rooting myself into.
Do you care to name drop?
Nope.
Okay.
And
Continue.
so at that point, that's when my walk with Christ got really serious. Was after making some stupid decisions in the party scene and some stupid decisions in relationships, and so I was like, all right, God, this is me and you now. Just me and you. I'm ready to do this for real. I tell everybody that I was close to God, but I never embraced him. It was never a thing for me. It was never an intimate relationship. It was just a religious status. And so me and God got real. I stepped in. I started pursuing the call of ministry that I had on my life. I started interning and serving in every place that I could, not trying to get in any relationship. And 6 months later, I saw my wife, and I looked at my boys, and I said, I don't know who that girl is, but I'm going to marry her.
Come on.
And within 24 hours, we told each other we loved each other and we were getting married, which that escalated quickly. That was wild, but I just knew. And so I was like, all right, this is what happens when you pursue God. Good things come from it. That's just a fact. I'm not telling anybody out there that God's going to be a matchmaker for you immediately when you start doing that, but he may. But then my wife told me, she said, hey, we're supposed to get married, but I'm leaving for Peru in 4 months. And I was like, what? Yeah, I'm leaving for Peru in 4 months. I'm like, all right, I can wait a couple months. How long are you going to be gone? I'm going to be gone for 2 years. Oh, okay, there's a plot twist. All right, God, what is this? And the Lord was really just showing me that when you pursue me, this is the type of things that you can have in your life, type of relationships that I'll bless in your life. But you're going to have to learn to lead yourself, to grow deep in your own relationship with me first before you can lead a family.
Yeah.
And so 2 years went by, and we got to Skype once a month, and she would call me, and she would have her hands completely swollen and brown spots all over them from some disease in the Amazon jungle of Peru. She had a new pet monkey. She was showing me pythons that lived in her house, all types of crazy stuff. And then she came back, and we got married.
Yep.
We got married, and then we started in youth ministry. We did that for 6 years. And then in January of 2020, God called us to plant a church in Harrisburg. I had a dream. God spoke in the dream. I told Crystal about it. We prayed about it separately and came back with the exact same thing, that God was calling us to plant a church and in the same city, and that was in Harrisburg, North Carolina. So we started that in January of 2021, and some pretty amazing things have happened already.
Mm-hmm.
And still excited about what God is continuing to do, continuing to pursue Him, and then watch Him, put blessings in our life because of the faithfulness that we have.
Yeah.
So
Let's dig into that a little bit.
Well,
Let's talk about planting this church in the middle of the pandemic.
yeah, God called us in January of 2020. We had it all planned out. We were super excited, and then March 2020 hit, and the world shut down. And we were supposed to plant an elementary school, and the elementary school had to follow the rules of the county, and the county wasn't letting anybody in. So we had to figure out somewhere to have services. We were able to meet outside in the parking lot at the elementary school, and we started doing some get-togethers in August. We did 4 serve days from August to January. We launched January 10th, 2021, on my birthday, semi-purposeful. It was a fun way to celebrate.
Happy birthday to me.
And then, so we have the beginning of December. We still didn't have any place to launch in January, and then I got connected to Pastor Mike Thevenin at Harvest Harrisburg, and everything just shot off from there, and it was a perfect relationship, God's timing, and we started meeting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought its challenges, continued to throw things for a loop. We had to do online services for a little while. We had to figure out what it was going to look like. But any time that we just said, all right, God, what do you want us to do? And anytime He gave us direction, we did it exactly that way. It's always worked out. We've seen over 30 people get saved and getting discipled.
Yeah.
We've baptized many of those people. God is good. And even in the midst of the chaos, there can still be peace. There can still be purpose.
Yeah.
So just because God didn't create chaos doesn't mean He can't use it. So
True facts. It's been a fun ride.
yeah.
A wild ride, just getting started.
Yeah,
That's
it's
for sure.
just getting started.
If you're in the area and you need a church home, come check us out. It's 5 p.m. on Sunday, which is really easy to make. Unless you have sleeping problems like Trey, then you can't get there anything on time.
Shots
We're
fired.
still talking about this. I explained my whole story of what happened and how I fell asleep.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, we'd love to have you guys check us out.
Come on.
The Berg, baby.
It's a good time.
It's going wild. That's for sure.
It's a good time. And a bunch of cool people there. That's the best part.
Yeah.
We the fam, baby.
It's a tight-knit group.
That's the coolest thing about this church, man. It's not that we have the most epic services or everything looks perfect, but we just have a community of people who are passionate about loving Jesus and doing life together.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people who've come in who sing like on tour and a bunch of different stuff, and they're like, this is so refreshing to see community happening like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the way it should be. It's not about a certain pastor. It's not about, some level of light show and performance. It's about loving Jesus and loving each other.
Yeah.
So
And they do both of those hard over
at the Berg, baby.
Yeah.
Berg.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good.
Got some great people, that's
It's
for sure.
good.
And some nuts like you guys, but mostly
I
great
mean, we're a little
You
crazy.
gotta have a few nuts in the church.
people. Yeah. Peanut butter makes everything better.
Makes it-
True. True, because a jelly sandwich ain't nobody here for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, facts.
Unless you're like missing some teeth and stuff, and it's hard for you to chew up and everything. Then you can have your jelly sandwich.
Oh, man. What next? I mean, we're rolling through conversationally. We're talking about all kinds of things. Talking about relationships that we built, the school we went through. We talked last episode about going all the way up through FACS, then CFA Academy, and now Concord Academy. And Wesley was a part of that too, going before us, torturing the teachers first.
Yep.
We would all
sorry,
three
guys.
like to publicly apologize to all of you wonderful teachers, because most of you wonderful teachers, the ones of you who were tortured, we've already talked to you.
Miss
You
Reynolds
know
was
we
at my
love you.
house 3 days ago.
Was she?
No lie.
Still hate that woman.
She came over and
No.
picked up my garden
Not afraid
boxes.
to say that.
Bro, I love her so much.
Still
That's right.
can't
I
stand
love
that
her
woman.
so much.
I
I'm
like the
sorry.
way
Her
she
and
says
her
how
whole
she
family
feels.
are
I
amazing.
can respect that. Says what she feels, and I like it.
Yeah, her and my mom got into it a few times.
Your mom gets into it with everybody.
Yeah, because she don't take none of that.
No, it's
She don't take it.
yeah.
So let's talk about where we're headed.
I got a question, and I don't know. I don't want to take it as the question of the day, but
No,
I
go
don't know.
ahead.
It's just on my mind. I want to ask.
Give it to me.
Do y'all have a moment or a time that you look back or ever think about, and you're like, wow, this is one of the most pivotal moments of my life right here. Like in this moment that happened,
Absolutely.
this changed the whole course.
I think
for
that that's
me.
happened a few times.
Yeah,
The-
definitely.
The first time, I don't mean to be a pastor and get spiritual every time, but I do. What the first time was when my life, I really stepped in a relationship with Jesus, and my
Absolutely.
face was on the concrete crying for like way too many hours.
Yeah.
Just begging for God's forgiveness and thankful for His grace and publicly proclaiming that Christ was Lord. I
Mhm.
remember that moment where I was preaching for the first time. That
Yeah.
was wild. I was so nervous that I carried a baseball the entire sermon because anytime I have a ball in my hand, it makes me feel more comfortable because that was home for me is playing sports. So I literally held a
I'm sorry.
baseball.
I'm trying not to be funny, but you made me laugh. So
Yeah,
I'm-
that was super emotional, I guess, whatever. But
Was I there for that?
no, it was that
Probably not.
remix.
Oh,
So
okay.
way back in the day, but I carried a
Mm.
baseball. Marriage was one of those moments.
Yes. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey too.
Yeah, that was huge for
Bro,
y'all.
the right girl's gonna show up for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know, like, what the heck is she doing though? You know, like,
She's probably just watching
She's
you
waiting
from
for you to
afar.
look in the right place, man.
like, daggum.
You probably overslept the date.
Now, what kind of concept is that? What if that really happened? What if she was somewhere waiting to meet you,
But you overslept.
and not that you overslept, but you didn't go.
Like you were supposed to
I
go,
guess-
but you didn't.
But that gives you to the conversation of like, do you believe in the one?
But here, I think there's multiple ones.
I agree.
I think I used to think like, all right, there's one person out there for me. I will meet this one person. This is who I'll be with. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now I think, after been through some relationships and stuff, I'm like, I think you can build a connection with somebody and then be the one. And obviously,
Absolutely.
when you're married, I'm gonna assume you have to choose to love that person some days.
That's even
Every
before
day.
you're married.
Not some
though.
days. Every
Like you
day.
make
Well,
that decision.
Some days I agree that you cannot love them. And
Oh.
no, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah. So I mean, some days it's easy to love them because it's like, oh, everything's perfect. This
Yeah.
feels so good. And some days you're like, all right, I'm gonna really have to toughen up and
Mm-hmm.
put my boots on.
Yep.
I'm not commenting.
That's
on it.
every relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any relationship you're in, whether it's a friendship or a marriage, you have to choose to pursue that relationship. Period. End of story. Because if you're not waking up intentionally pursuing that relationship, then that means it's fading in that moment that you're not pursuing it. So that's how parents become empty nesters, and then they end up divorcing because they're like, "Oh, I just don't love that person anymore." It's like, no, you just spent the last 20 years with your focus on your kids and not keeping your relationship going. And so it's not like, I'm not going to say, "Oh, it's wrong." It's obviously not the right way to have a relationship, but it's just easy to do. Like kids have games, kids have doctor's appointments, kids, like you got to actively take care of them. And we live in a society that idolizes our children. So we don't put our marriage first and then our kids are after, not in a way where they're like being taken care of on a secondary note, but like,
But your number
when you're
one
in a
priority is
conversation-
your spouse.
yeah, when you're in a conversation with your spouse and your kid comes up. I heard this from John Lovell, Warrior Poet Society. I don't know if you guys watch him or not. He's a good Christian dude. I believe he's military, ex-military, and just a great dude. And his whole mantra is be a warrior, but also be a poet. Like, be educated, be able to love, be able to build relationships, but also be able to use deadly force to protect those you love.
Yeah.
Not as like an active, not as like an active aggressor, but be able to defend those that need to be defended and be able to do it well and love people well. And one of the things he was talking about is if his kids come up and try to interrupt him when he's in a conversation with his wife, he will intentionally make them wait until he's done with his conversation with his wife.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to instill in them, like, yes, you are important to me, but this is my primary. This is the relationship that I choose over everything outside of Christ, obviously. And you're not going to come in between this.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. And that's so important, guys. If you're married out there with young kids, it's really,
We're
really
looking
difficult.
to be married.
Yeah.
Get it down earlier.
If even relationships with friends, like
You got this.
when you're with your friends, be intentional about being in the moment. Spend time with them. Pay attention to them. We've got this syndrome of putting the phone right in our face or got to be sitting there fidgeting with it while we're talking to people. Make eye contact with people. Have a conversation. Don't be afraid to engage.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised how much more involved you feel, or how much I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but like you'll be surprised how much the
Invested.
quality of your relationship improve.
Yeah, for sure. Jake's a professional at having conversations.
I can talk forever.
I'll give him
Listen.
that shout out.
Half the reason my phone dies every single day is because Jake is blowing it up 24/7.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
wear it.
Which, you know what? I went through a point in my life where I was down bad, and the only person that was really blowing my phone up was Jake.
Every other day, baby, I was calling.
Every single day.
2 or 3 times.
And now, don't get me wrong, I was very annoyed and like, this guy's got to freaking stop calling me. Like, seriously, please stop.
Nope.
But I needed that.
Wouldn't do it. I got you, bro.
He still does it. Sometimes I don't answer.
That's right.
Sometimes I do. But I
It
know one
just
thing.
depends on if he's sleeping or not.
Yeah, sometimes I'm actually asleep. I'm not just ignoring him.
True.
And
So-
I still don't know how that happened.
You
He's
gotta
on
answer.
Cali time.
You got to answer your question. I haven't answered it yet either. A pivotal time in your life.
Yeah, pivotal times in my life. I agree. I think. Oh man, I don't know. I feel like good and bad things. I feel like yes,
Oh, yeah.
spiritually, that's a pivotal time in your life. Like you, like I remember sitting there crying, like I was like a little baby,
It's always ugly.
Yeah.
Right?
just taking it all in.
Right.
But also, I look at pivotal moments in my life. Like I would say, when my dad left when I was younger, that's a pivotal moment in my life because.
And how old were you?
I was 2 years old.
You remember
I
that?
believe.
Like you legitimately remember?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily remember. I feel like I had this story, like they joke about, like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some gas, and he never comes back from getting gas or whatever. Like I feel like I kind of have that story where he just kind of like vanished.
Just going.
I mean, even though you were
Which-
young, you still walk through the aftermath of that.
Yeah. Like I obviously handled that and went through that, and I'm good with it now and at peace. And me and my dad don't have the best relationship, but we have we both love each other, and we both know that I don't have no bad blood towards him. Like
Yeah.
I don't hate him or anything.
It's
you
no
know?
hard feelings, just not
Yeah.
a relationship you pursue.
Yeah. So well, I mean, not even not pursuing it. It's just we're good where we're at. I think.
Yeah.
On my part, at least.
Right.
So I think that's a pivotal moment, whether that's a good or bad thing. For me, yeah, I don't know. Then there's like small things that it's like. I feel like breakups and stuff I went through were pivotal moments. Just like how I thought about
Mm.
myself, whether it put me in a spiral
Yeah.
or whether I was like, no, you know what, I am worth more than this.
Right.
That's right. Let me tell you about a pivotal moment that impacted all three of us. That moment that we beat Dave Murr in the
Oh
championship.
my
baby.
God.
Andrew Wheat, Sam
Yep.
Sprayberry,
Skylar
Nate Cannonor,
Coleman.
Skylar Coleman.
That's
their
top
whole
5 in my
squad.
life.
and came in and beat them in the championship.
After they beat us like three
Two
times in the
times.
regular season.
2 or 3 times in a row.
Beat us like decently.
Pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
And then we showed up and upset of lifetime for them and for
I
us.
got Sky in foul trouble. He still gets mad at me to that day. He was like, "Bro, you were flopping."
I think Nate fouled out too.
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
big.
Nate got in.
It
That
was
was
either
foul
Nate or
trouble.
Andrew.
Because
I
that
don't
was one
remember.
of those years where Nate was hitting everything.
I would
Like school ball and all that.
I would say that if we ever played them again in those times, we probably would not have won again.
No, definitely
But the
not.
one
no,
time
that
we
was
Absolutely
won,
not.
magical, man.
the one
Absolutely
time
not.
we won,
Our
And it was
coach
the
was
championship.
so hyped too. I
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah,
remember his
dude.
name or
I
anything.
was so
Yeah.
hyped. I'd never beaten Dave Murray at anything ever in my life, and that was the first
That's
time.
still,
and still the
to
only
this day,
time.
that's the only
It's the
time I've ever
only
beat
time.
him at anything.
That might be the only time he's been
Brian
beaten.
was on that team too. I can't.
That
believe
may
you
very
forgot
well
about
be the only time that Dave Murray has been beaten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably is.
that. Facts. That man's a wizard on ping pong table.
My
So-
name's in the history.
If I
books
never
of
do
that.
anything else in life, I'm satisfied.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Oh, you're
Yeah, of
done.
course.
You're
It was a
done,
great
huh?
time.
Oh, so you're done.
man. You didn't
Yeah,
even
bro.
let me answer the question.
Listen, dude.
Jake didn't even.
Okay,
didn't
you
even
can
get to
you can
answer the
answer, but
No,
I'm in the
you-
busiest
no.
season of my life.
I've got about 12 pivotal moments to talk about.
Go ahead.
Listen, I just want to say to the people listening, won't be a regular thing where the guest ends the show.
But listen,
Yeah.
okay, let me just tell you what.
We redid our set
Married.
and everything for this.
I have 2 kids, 2 big dogs, full-time student, pastoring our church, and right now we're selling our house. That's the only reason that I
Yeah.
said that, because
Whose
somebody's
idea
coming
was
to take
that?
pictures of our house.
Whoever's idea it was for you to
Yeah,
sell
you
your
guys,
house,
you're making money off of that. You'll be all right.
no,
I'm not
I'm
making
Go ahead,
any
hit your
money
pivotal
off of
moment.
that.
I kind of forgot.
We can start with Miranda. She's probably a
Marriage
pivotal
all
moment in
day
her life.
long. Marriage was a pivotal moment, of course, because you're talking about making a lifetime commitment that you have to basically re-agree to that every single day. Sometimes,
Yeah.
most.
What
of the
about
time.
going to SU? This man.
We talked about that. In
This
the last
man has
episode.
started and stopped more things than I've ever met in my entire
We-
life. Talk about a guy who will subscribe to something and immediately delete it. He'll buy something and immediately send it back.
That was one of the talking points. of
I
being
saw
extra.
I
He
saw
has
Jake one
spending
time.
Tourette's. I
s-
love it. Some of it's turned out to be great things, though.
I saw Jake get 3 memberships to a golf course one time in the same day and
Whoa.
cancel it all in the same day to one
That's
golf
not
course.
That is not true.
He got it,
That's not
canceled
how
it,
that
got it, canceled it, got it, canceled it. And now somehow he's still golfing there. And you got to have a membership to golf there.
It's all about networking, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all about working the system.
Bro,
it's
when
like
we
cheat
playing golf?
codes.
You coming next time?
He's
All right,
coming Monday.
let him
Monday.
get back to his pivotal.
It's
We're
all
Monday.
about cheat
Pivotal
codes.
moment.
You know, you push X, Y, B, right trigger. You
Yeah.
just gotta push. You gotta do it a bunch of different ways, and then
Listen, y'all want to rock
Unlock.
me, Dylan, and Joey versus the 3 y'all?
yes, me, Trey, and G Bob.
I will work
Yeah,
y'all.
we
We are
said
gonna
that.
absolutely wax
Please
you.
don't back out.
You are
Monday.
gonna be begging for strokes on the
I
back
will
nine.
work y'all.
Oh my
Please
gosh.
don't back out.
You heard it here, folks. We're bringing cameras along for this, and we are going to absolutely wax them.
That's fine.
Brazilian.
You can think that. I can hit a draw now.
That
Let's
doesn't
go.
matter when it goes straight into the trees.
It ain't
That's
going
called
into
a,
the trees.
that's
bro.
called a snap hood.
I put it on for eagle for the first time ever.
All right,
the
so
other day.
pivotal,
Not a
pivotal.
chance.
Didn't make the eagle putt.
Pivotal
but it was-
moment.
Of course you did.
I
I
have
birdied.
these things where like sometimes it's the spirit leading. Sometimes like we over spiritualize things where we selfishly want to do things and we're like, oh, the Lord's telling me to do this, and it's not that at all. He can use it. Don't get me wrong. He can use anything, but at the same time, you know, we over spiritualize a lot of things. Like if we're irresponsible and we blame the devil, that's just stupid. Like
Poor stewardship.
because you were dumb, you blame the devil. That's not how that works. Like forgetting to renew your license or your registration on your car. That's not the devil.
I feel so attacked.
I just want to say,
I'm currently attacking.
I hate
Wesley.
when. Let me just say this. I hate when people say, "Oh, that's just the devil."
Yeah.
And that's literally the extent of it. They don't do anything about it. They don't.
Yeah.
It's just literally like that's almost an excuse, like a crutch. I hate that.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a spiritual attack, but a lot of times it can definitely be poor stewardship.
Yeah. But anyways, that wasn't the point.
Yeah,
I
keep
feel
going.
like this is a pivotal moment. I feel like doing this, the fact that we stepped into it and how much time it took me to commit to putting something like this together, you know, getting equipment for the house to do it, not ever doing it, thinking about doing it, talking to people and getting like a whole thing structured or whatever, never doing it. Now that we're sitting here, it feels like this is going to take off. And I don't want to pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. I just feel like we have gone through some things that are not any more significant than things other people have walked through. But the fact that we're willing to kind of lay it all out there, the things that we've done, things that we've experienced that have kind of changed us and helped us learn things, I think that you as viewers are going to be able to not necessarily learn something, but at least feel more comfortable being real with yourself on the things you've walked through, where you've come from, and what can come out of that.
Yeah.
Because you're not worthless just because you walked through something tough or because you came from nothing. We literally, I mean, our family has a decent reputation, but like we're nobody. We're really not.
It's true.
And so the fact that, you know, we're here on camera is not because we're some like better than anything. Like we're paying, well, I'm paying to be here, obviously, and recording this because I feel like we have content that's gonna be additive to your lives. And that's all we want at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have fun, but the end of it is, first of all, Jesus died on the cross for you. And I'm gonna do this now. I won't do it in every episode. And he loves you and he has a plan for you. And if you have questions about that or feel led to, I'm assuming everyone that watches this right now is going to know who we are and probably be able to get in contact with us. And if not, just show up on Sunday night.
Yeah.
And we can end it with that. Thanks
Let's
for
do
being
it.
on the show, Wes.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. TBD, DBT.
TBDDBDD.
Determined to be.
All right, boys.
To
Bare
be determined.
necessities.
We love y'all.